Hello viewers, you're once more welcome to your favorite show Shantia's Haven. On Shantia's Haven, we talk about the family, everything that has to do with the family. We treat issues that touch our families especially. We believe that the family is the bedrock of the society, the foundation of every society. If the family is healthy, then we can guarantee a healthy society as well. Thank you so much for those who have been watching the previous episodes. I believe that you have learned or you're learning a thing or two from there. Today on Shantia's Haven, we are going to talk about another interesting topic. Most times when I get to a home, to a family, I realize that in every family there is what I call that child. You find a family where they have 4 children. Of the 4 children, there is always something we call that child. That child is that in the negative form, according to parents, in the negative idea, according to parents. That child is that one who will trouble you, who will bring stress to the family, who will bring, in quotes, shame to the family, who would disturb the parents, who will make the parents feel so bad about themselves, who will make the parents feel they are failures as parents or guardians. That child in that family. That child could be termed a difficult child or a child that brings a lot of challenges to the family. Today on Shantia's Haven, we're trying to find out what happens that child exists in every home. We got to talk with some of those kind of children, but they are not very comfortable with us bringing them to the screen. So I will just give you a feedback of what they said. Some of them say that they behave the way they behave because they want to draw the attention of the parents towards themselves. There was one I met, and when I was talking with him, I realized that the reason why he started behaving that way was because he was the last child of the house, like the Benjamin of the family. Then suddenly, his parents brought in a younger version, a younger child, to come live with them while he was growing. And he discovered that the attention of the parents was tilted towards that young child who just came in. And this annoyed this older one who is actually the Benjamin or the last child of the family. And because of that, he started behaving funny. It's not like he's unconscious. He consciously does what will make the parents angry, just because he's trying to pass on an information to the parents that I don't like the idea that my position is changing in the house. That was really interesting and funny. Parents, maybe you're experiencing this in your home. You may want to check, did I bring somebody and is taking the place of my child? Another case could be a lone child, or it could be, let's say you have a group of 4, a family with 4 boys and a girl, and maybe you bring in another girl to stay in that house, and you as a parent, some parents do this out of love so that that child they brought in should not feel bad or should not feel like an outcast, and so they are pouring their love to this child, not knowing that their own child is not happy about it. There is another case that I stumbled on, and I was talking with the people. I realized that this child is the first of the family. This child has come into the home and is living with the parents. Okay, this child has had normal behavior that the parents don't really like. Then another child moves into that family who is around the age group of this child. And this one who came into the family is so good, so hardworking, and so nice. Because of that, the parents now turn to start comparing their child with this new girl who just came in, who seems to be who seems to be behaving in a nice and a wonderful way. Because of this, their biological child started doing wrong things, increased the way she was disobedient in the house, increased the way she was behaving funny, just to pull attention to the parents that, hey, I see what you're doing. Since you think I'm bad, I'm going to really be bad. Another situation I met, this one was a grown-up man who still behaves funny, who is still like that child of the family. The problem here was that this man is the first child of the family. And because he came in as the first child, His mother pampered him so much. You can't shout at that child. You can't send the child to do some kind of work. You can't punish the child. You can't. Her son is always right. So this son grew up to know that I'm always right. And whatever you do to me, I have my police officer in the house. I have my mom in the house who will defend me. And because of that, this child grew up to be a spoiled brat. And the child is already an adult still in the mother's house because of all these behaviors, the pampering and spoiling of this child. Why is your child behaving the way the child is behaving if the behavior is termed difficult? If the behavior seems to challenge your role as a good parent, you may want to sit back and find out, what am I not doing right in this child's life? What is my fault in this issue? What am I doing that is not correct? I stumbled on another lady, and I asked this lady's own case. She really would not comply with anything they're doing in the house. And when I tried to find out what was happening to her, she said she hates their house because they beat her too much in the house. And not only beating her a lot, those who live with them join to beat her up. And she knows very well that those who live with them do those same things that she does, but they beat her and they will not own up to the kind of things that she was doing. So because of that, she would stay most of the time away from the house and prefers to be with friends. So we're bringing all of this to serve as an eye-opener to us parents. Why does your child behave the way that child behaves? Maybe this child started throwing tantrums at a young age, or maybe this child started behaving difficult at a young age, and you as a parent see it like a challenge to your character, and because of that, you have told the whole world, you have told anybody that comes in that this child is this child that will kill me. This child, you will not kill me in this house. I don't know where I'm coming from with this kind of child. With those words, the child will say, oh, I'm already a bad child, so let me just do bad well. That difficult child, that one child in the family that turns out to be like the most difficult, like the different kind of child. How can we fix it? How can we mend this situation? Some research have proven that with this kind of children, you may want to give them more attention, like a listening ear. Listen more to what they are telling you. As a parent, you may want to overlook their present behavior and see who you envisage them to be in future. Maybe you gave birth to this your child and you want this child to be a very good boy or a very good girl, someone who will grow to serve his or her environment, his or her community, his or her world. And this child is doing the contrary. When you look at that child, see the end product. Say, no matter what you do, what I see in you is that great leader, that great person that you will become tomorrow. Don't let the present state of your children make you feel you're a bad parent or make you feel down or low and not able to invest more in them. Listen to them more. Another situation, you may want to have a conversation with them. An informal conversation is usually better because when it's formal, it's already so tense for some of them. Get to spend more time with these children or with that child. Spend more time with that child. Take the child out on a walk. Discuss with the child, and while you're talking, the child now feels like, I'm gaining my parents' attention. They are getting back into me, and you talk, you can now explain those things you want to explain to the child. The child can also tell you how they feel about certain situations. Promise yourself as a parent that you will not overreact when you hear certain things about your child. Promise yourself as a parent that you will keep believing in your child. You will be kind to your child, you will be nice to your child, but you'll be firm to your child as well. Some of them just need us to, when we say we'll discipline you, let us be firm on that discipline so that they know that our yes is yes and our no is no. If they think that our yes is not yes, they may want to manipulate us because they can be manipulative too at times. So spend more time with your children. Give them a listening ear. Hear what they are not saying. See what they are not showing you and do not overreact. Do not compare them with another child who is better. And sometimes when you watch them behave like that, it should instead cause you to find out those character traits that they are trying to help you develop in your own self as a parent. Above all, the giver of these children, giver of all good things, who is God the Father, take them back to Him. Pray for these children. Bring the situation to God and pray, rather than moving around and talking to people about that child. And try not to ridicule your child in front of everybody. Don't make the child look like I am bad in front of everybody. No, sit at home, pray for your child, and you will see the wonders that God will do in the life of that child. The child may not change the first year. The child may even take 10 years before the child actually changes. Then you will know that God still answers prayers. There are some people with testimonies. One day when we'll have the opportunity and they are willing to talk, we'll bring them on our platform so that they'll tell us about how they changed from that child, that difficult child in the family, to a wonderful child in the home. So please, parents, let's be patient with these children and let us take it firm with these children and let us love these children above. Let us also give them a listening ear. Listen to what they are not even saying to us. Let us spend more time with these children and some of them just need you to give them more tasks around the house, responsibility tasks. There was one other child that we encountered who was behaving in this way, throwing tantrum, behaving so naughty, a big boy. And one day, the thought came to these parents. That's what they said. They said they gave this child responsibility to take charge over the house. And they were shocked at the kind of wonderful leader this child was. But the child always felt pushed to the back by every other person who is the one who is shining in the house. And the parents now would blow the trumpet of those ahead and push this child behind. But when they gave this child an opportunity, the child proved that he is not as bad as they thought he was. Dear parents, that child in your house, what are you going to do about it? Dear parents, focus more on who your child is than what your child does. Remember that you are growing a person, not fixing a problem. Take it to the Lord and leave it there. Keep praying for your child, and you will be surprised at who that child will become tomorrow. One more important thing you should do about your child, dear parents, make sure that when they do something nice, you appreciate them more for what they did nice than what they did wrong. Avoid criticizing that child all the time. The child already knows that people see him or her as bad. Will you, the parent, join the people to bring down your child, or you will build your child? Thank you so much for watching Shantia's Haven today. If this piece has been helpful to you, why not share to someone? Why not subscribe? See you some other time. Remember to always leave it better than you met it. Bye-bye.